and we're watching this, yeah, because we're in a circle, so everyone's seeing everything, right? And I also forgot to mention, this guy had his zipper down. Literally, I looked like a crazy person. I was like...
And then Sophia was like, do penises have pH balances?
Because I was thinking about it.
No, the tea is the leaves. The leaf juice.
You're such a hater.
No, I'm not! This is like... What's up, guys? Welcome back to the His Podcast. My name is Oscar. This is my sister, Sophia. This is our podcast. It's called the His Podcast. HTS, no I. Sophia, you're still fucking eating, bro? You've had that shit made.
Yeah, but then
you're
I took a
talk,
shit,
I'm
and then I
today.
didn't eat. I can start it off. It's fine. It's
Hurry
still
up.
hot.
Go.
Okay. So, I went to the club on Friday, and bruh, Oscar, it's so annoying. Okay, it's not annoying. It's fun, but it's annoying. Because you know that very stereotypical, like, oh yeah, like, fucking guys will go and, like, try and, like, hit up on, like, the girls and they don't want it, and, like, you know that kind of, like, stereotypical, like, thing that, like, happens in, like, movie. No. It's not stereotypical, it's real life. It happens. It's fucking annoying. It's annoying! Because I don't go out to the club very often. And so I went this past Friday with my friends. And it was fun. Like, when we were having fun, right? But then there was this fucking guy. It was, like, this big dude. You know what I mean? And he just, like kept coming.
Or, like, fat?
No, fat. big, you know?
But
no, if it was buff, I would have gone, like with my, like,
yeah.
No, but, like, I just went with my arms. Anyways, and he came up, right? And at first, because me and my friends were, like, in a circle, and then at first, he came up a little bit to this other chick who was, like, more, you could tell who was more comfortable there dancing and who was just, like, a little outside of their comfort zone, but, like, fuck it, we're still having fun type of thing. You get me? Like,
yeah.
That was the vibe. And so at first, the first time he came around, because he came around multiple times, he came to someone who was, like, more comfortable, like, being there and, like, just, like, fuck this guy type of thing, like, whatever. She kept dancing, fucking ignored his ass. He ended up leaving, right?
And you're watching.
The thing is, and we're watching this, yeah, because we're in a circle, so everyone's seeing everything, right? And I also forgot to mention, this guy had his zipper down and just open and was just fucking there, right? And then he left, and we were all good, and we were dancing some more. And then he came again. This time, like, on another side, dancing with, like, my other friend, who, it was her first time, like, at the club. And so she was, like, just barely kind of getting more comfortable, just, like, dancing, you know? Just being there, yeah. And then I saw, and then I, like, went like this to, like, grab her hands. You know what I mean? So I went like this, and then she grabbed my hands, and then I kind of, like, danced, pulled her, and, like, switched spots with her, right? And I found a very good way to, without, like, you know, kicking them in the shin or something, to, get him to leave you alone. But the only downside is, this only works.
I'm scared because of how you said very good way. I'm like, wait, what'd you do?
Yeah. But this only works if you have long hair. So, you literally just whip your hair in their face. And that's it. Hold on. Let me move my chair out of the way. I need more space. So it's like this, right? So, like, whatever. We're jamming. Not like that. I don't.
And
dance
then
like
you
that
fucking. He, like,
and then, like,
to you and you do this shit.
And then I go like this. Boom. And I kid you not, I was literally, hold on, I need more space so you can see. Okay. I was literally, I swear, I was literally, like, there, like, 5 fucking times before he dipped. Literally, I looked like a crazy person. I was like, right in his face. And it worked, and he didn't come back. And then, like, my friends just started laughing. And then because my friend who I pulled, she has, like, short hair, like, pixie cut, you know? Like, she doesn't have that. I was like, if you ever grow out your hair, 10 out of 10, do that again. You know what I mean? Recommend. And she's like, how do you even do it? I was like, look, you just like go like this. And then I was showing her, right? Like I went
giving
like,
her the demonstration in the fucking club, like teaching her like
I was like this. But then, because like I'm right here, this is tame. Like, no, when I say whip your hair, fucking whip that shit. And I was doing this, I was showing her. But some random dude was like walking by, because like not everyone that gets close to you is just like trying to be a creep and like dance with you. It's just a tight space, and sometimes you need a, you know what I mean? It happens. And so this one dude was walking, and he was just walking by, and I did it. And this is how you know it works, because he was like, "Oh damn!" He was like, "Damn, that got your hair so long, that got right in my eye. It was like a pistol."
that guy thinks like, he's smooth. That guy thinks he's smooth. He fucking stuck his face in there like,
maybe, I don't know. He was cute, but
see.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, he left right away. Like he didn't. Like I laughed. I said, "Oh, like haha, sorry," and he kind of like chuckled. He's like, "Nah, it's fine." And then he left. He's like fucked off, you know. And then I kept dancing with my friends. But I just thought it was so funny because I was like, "See, 10 out of 10. I'm not just looking crazy to look crazy, you know? Like,
oh my god, you're
and then
insane, dude."
And then I literally showed her like the live, like a live reenactment of it happening. Sorry, when my hair whipped the lights out of order, so I'm fixing them real quick. But yeah, if you have long hair, it really works, you know? I was really close to like, and if you don't, just act crazy. I was really close to hissing at the guy. Like, just literally being like,
don't be that guy, bro.
I'll be that guy. I would rather be that guy than kick him in the shin and then he like manhandles.
I'd rather you kick him in the shin, like. You know?
No, that's putting me in more danger. It's an easier thing to get him to leave you alone if you be crazy, because then nobody wants to fuck the crazy bitch. You know, like they're like, it's true. Anyways, so. Yeah. And I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, because usually I have my hair short, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't think I had ever been out, like that, like, dancing with, like, my long hair. And it just, like, kind of came to my mind. I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking... And then it worked, and it was great. And I'm sure I looked crazy, but it worked. And then he left us alone.
Like, I understand conceptually. I don't want to be hit on. You keep hitting on me. That's whack. But just for a second, I'm like, damn, imagine you're hitting on some girl and she hits you in the face with her fucking hair. Like,
no, because he wasn't saying anything. He literally, like, came. No, that's funny. He literally
you know what I mean? No, but that's worse.
With his fucking
like she's dancing.
Unzipped.
You come, you try and dance too. She hits you in the face with her hair, and you're like, okay, I guess I won't dance. And you fucking
no. But the thing is, he was there for a while, Oscar. Like, and we were all very clearly ignoring him. You know, it wasn't the first thing. Like, I wasn't just like, oh, go away. Whip. No, like he was there, and we were all like, we all kept like turning our backs to him, but then he just kept getting closer. And then the first time he went, I didn't do anything, but it's because I could see that my friend was like really uncomfortable, you know? And that's why I was like, man, fuck this guy. Like, he's killing the vibe. But yeah. Anyways, that's what happened.
Hey.
It worked really well.
That's hilarious.
When you had long hair, I bet it would have worked for you too.
That's hilarious. Anyways, what were we talking about? Right now, every now and then, Sophia decides to have a conversation with me that I normally wouldn't have with her. But like, oh well. Nah, I'm just kidding. Sophia thinks I have like a very like, I'm very much against these conversations. I'm not. It's just like, she was telling me how she she was buying like cranberry juice or like pineapple juice or some shit.
Pineapple
she was
juice and
like-
cranberry
And
juice.
she was like, I hate that shit because then whenever you buy it, people like look at you weird. Or if you're like drinking it, people are like, what plans do you have tonight? Right? And then and she was like, because I don't know if you know, but like it affects like, you know, whatever. And I was like, yeah, like your pH balance and this and that. And she was like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, but like, can I just drink pineapple juice just because I like it? Like, why does everybody have to give me looks and faces and
No,
shit?
not
and
just that, but I'm like,
and
I just
she
want
was
a
like,
good.
she was like, can I just like be healthy and just like
I just
be
want to
like
have good body health. Yeah,
functioning
like
properly? Like, huh? Why do you gotta give me faces and shit? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But like, guys are dumb because like, if with guys to other guys, it'll totally be like that. Like if you're doing some shit and it's like, where are you going? Like, what's up, man? Right? And then Sophia was like, do penises have pH balances?
because I was thinking about it because I was like, yeah, like it's just good vaginal health, right? Like I just want to, like, you know what I mean? It's a body part and I want to take care of it. And I was like, and then Oscar was like trying to think of an equivalent. He's like, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I don't know what the equivalents would be, but like this and that. And I was like, what would the equivalents be? How do you like upkeep a penis? You know what I mean? Like, do you have to drink? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does it have a pH balance? And then that's when I asked.
And then I was like, we'll save this for the podcast, I guess.
So does it then?
No, here's the thing. Long story short, vaginas are a little more high maintenance than penises, but I think it's like it's kind of a give and take. Like, you know, like vaginas are like 5-star restaurants. Penises are like gas station hot dogs. Like you get what you give. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
that's funny. Yeah.
There's very little maintenance, very little upkeep, but like, who likes penises really? You know, like. But anyways, long story short, no. I mean, technically, there's shit like there's like urban legends where like if you eat oysters, it'll make you fucking like. I don't know how true that is or isn't.
That's not upkeep.
That's not upkeep. That's more like enhancement.
Natural Viagra.
That's like enhancement more so than upkeep.
In the wild.
Or like if you eat like beetroot has like nitric oxide, which dilates your veins, which increases blood flow, and so like there's bullshit, but it's not like, you know.
So
long story short, no pHs, no fucking.
That's sad.
Anyways, so that was a conversation earlier.
I was curious.
Sophia's asking the important questions on this podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, what other topics did you have? I actually had I had a handful of topics.
Here, you say something because I'm eating.
Oh, I already finished eating, so yeah, I guess I do gotta talk then.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that so aggressive.
Oh, did I already talk about you voting for yourself on the polls? I think I did that last week.
Yeah. So stop bringing it up.
Yeah, Sophia's a loser. Oh, I also wrote down DoorDash weirdo. How annoying. Anyways,
woo! Do you have a DoorDash weirdo story?
Hold on. This is a small little side note. I went to this place called like Sweet Green the other day, and it's kind of like a Chipotle, but like healthier, or it's like supposed to be healthier. But it's a little like you can make customized shit, but you can also just order off the menu and get that shit, right? And I was telling Sophia about it, and I was like, yeah, I went to this place, and it was this, and it was that, and it was this and that, and whatever, and it was pretty good. And Sophia was like, well, what was in it? And I was like, well, chicken, and this, and that, and quinoa, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And Sophia was like, quinoa? And I was like, yeah, quinoa, like that stuff. And she's like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's like the latest and greatest, like, healthy grain, like, fucking rice replacement, rice alternative, this, that, whatever. And then she was like, oh, quinoa with a Q. And I was like, what other fucking quinoa is there, you fucking stupid ass? Like,
hear me out!
As soon as I said I was eating it, and you know that there's a thing called quinoa that you eat, what the fuck does it matter if it's with a K or a Q? Like,
no, listen. Because I used to work at a restaurant, right? And on the menu, it had a quinoa. Is that how you say it? Quinoa?
I don't even know, honestly.
Quinoa, whatever. It had a thing, right? On the menu, like a bowl or whatever. And I remember seeing that, and in the description, like, it would, like, say, like, it had this, and that, right? And I asked someone, I was like, what is it? They're like, oh, it's like a type of grain. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But the thing is, I never said it. I just pointed. I was like, "What's this?" And they're like a type of grain. And I had never heard anyone say it. You know what I mean? So I didn't know how it sounded like. So when Oscar said it, I was like, "What is that?" Because I had never said it out loud. You know, and it was just like a footnote, just like that one time.
Nobody ever ordered it.
Nobody up. Yeah, no one ever fucking ordered that.
Nobody ordered it.
What's it called? No, yeah. So it's just kind of like there and gone. And so when he was like, it's like a type of grain, I was like, oh, you know what? With a Q, because in my head when he said it, the word that popped into my head was spelled like with, yeah.
And she was like, I don't recognize that at all.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is. So then when he started explaining it with the grain, I was like, oh, with a Q. And then I saw the word in my head.
And she was like, was like, oh, that's how you say that word.
Yeah, that is a lot. There's a lot of words.
There's a lot
of words I know, but I don't know how to say because I read a lot, right? So like I'll see them and I'm like, oh, okay, like that's what that is, but I don't listen to audiobooks. So I don't know how to say it out loud, you know? Like
fucking goofy ass motherfucker. Anyways, you know what I was talking about to Big O the other day? I have one like main topic for today, but I don't want to get into it yet because it's gonna be a long conversation. Anyways, I was talking to Big O the other day. I was on my way to the gym, and there's this one road like right next to the gym shopping center ish, like just kind of along this way. It's not like a main road, but it's the road I take, right? And it's all houses. It's a neighborhood, and across the road, it's maybe like a half a mile, maybe. And there's like 5 speed bumps throughout that road, clearly, so people don't speed. That's what speed bumps are for, right?
I'm sure people sped a lot.
People sped a lot. It's not a major road. It's not often busy. I'm sure they were speeding. They put speed bumps in. Can't really speed with speed bumps. You'll fuck up your suspension, right? And then there's some fucking asshole on that street that has like a little plastic orange like street sign. It's a dude like this. Look at me. With a little flag. And on the chest it says, slow down, turbo. And then on the other side it's like, whoa, buddy. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like there's already speed bumps, you stupid asshole. Like you fucking annoying Karen ass bitch. Like, look, I get it. If you have a kid and there are people constantly speeding up and down your road, you want your kid to fucking die? I get it. Fine. There's already fucking speed bumps. Nobody's fucking speeding. Like, was
it like a mannequin man type of thing?
Or it kind of, it's like real. No, it's like a little plastic. It wasn't a real person. No, it's a little plastic, like little thing, like a toy, almost like something you find in the playground, kind of. And I'm like,
maybe that was there before the speed bump.
It's still fucking there. All right, so fuck that guy. That shit's so fucking annoying to me. Where I'm like, first of all, you're not the authority. You're not the person that solves this problem. Second of all, they already solved the fucking problem by putting the speed bumps there. Third, this like, what is it? I don't know if it's passive aggressive, but like, if you're gonna tell me to slow down, say it with your fucking chest. Don't give me this fucking slow down, turbo. Whoa, buddy, man. Like non-abrasive confrontation. Like, if you're gonna fucking handle it. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking annoying ass. Anyways, I was telling Big O about that, and I was like, it's so fucking stupid. I hate that thing. I want to steal it or like vandalize it. Just to be like, fuck you. Just to be like, fuck you. I'm not slowing down. I am, because I'm going to fuck up my suspension with these fucking speed bumps. But fuck you either way.
Oscar drives a Camaro.
I don't know, but I'm not even like a car guy like that where like I'm constantly speeding everywhere all the time. Like, you know those people.
Only when I'm in the car.
You know those people, because Sophia bad influences me. Because you know those people that are like, you know those people that like fucking hate people that drive the speed limit? Where they're like, like I hate when I'm on the freeway and everyone's driving the speed limit. Like, you got to go at least 10 miles above the speed limit or get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't get
you're dumb. I'm like, you're dumb. You're just going to die. Like, you're not getting there any faster. You're going to save yourself like 30 seconds, maybe. Anyways. Or like people that refuse to stop at stop signs. Like, they only stop if there's like another car or a cop. But there's just, other than that,
no cop, no stop.
It's just like a refusal. Like, they just have to fucking go all the time because it's too.
I love saying that. I do stop, but I love saying that.
Yeah, she says it while she's stopping. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway, yeah. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, is my point. I don't speed constantly. I stop at stop signs. I fucking use my blinkers and shit. But like, fuck you.
He's a good civilian.
But like, fuck you and your sign. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I was telling Big O all this, right? And he was like, yeah, fuck that guy. And I was like, right? And then I was like, you know what else is like that? Similar to that makes that pisses me off in a similar way? And I was like, I fucking hate when cars have the little. It's a square, but it's like tilted, so like a rhombus kind of. Anyways, the little baby on board signs on the back. Cause I was like, and this is what I don't interrupt me, because if you know what it is, you're gonna fuck up my story.
Okay.
I was like, I fucking hate that shit. It drives me crazy. Cause I'm like,
I think I know where this is
cause I'm
going.
like, bro, did you think if you didn't have that sign, I was just gonna casually, carelessly fucking hit you? Like I'm not gonna fucking hit you. I don't want to be in an accident, regardless of whether or not you have a fucking baby on there. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be more safe now. I'm gonna be more careful. Like I either hit you or I don't, and if I don't, then I fucking don't. There's not like a spectrum of not fucking hitting you, and I'm not gonna be more inclined to not hit you because there's a baby. I don't want to hit you to begin with. You know what I mean? And I was explaining this, and I was like, that shit drives me fucking crazy. I fucking hate those signs. And then he was like, you fucking idiot. That's not what those signs are for. He was like, that's not what those signs are for. And I was like, they're not? And he was like, those signs are so that if there's an accident, or if they're in an accident, and the like fucking EMTs or firefighters or whoever shows up, they can see the sign and they can know there's a fucking baby in there. If you don't see a fucking baby, get the fuck in there, because the baby's still in there. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yes, you fucking asshole. He was like, that's so they can fucking break into that shit. Or you can, I guess so you can kind of understand, like, hey, don't just shatter this fucking glass. There's a baby in here. Like, or like, just fucking a little more urgency and a little more specificity, I guess, on how to handle the situation, because there's a baby involved, right?
Because if they were in a car crash and whoever was driving like knocked the fuck out, and some good passenger or a good pass buyer pulls the person out, and like they
it's
come
hard,
and they're
it's easy
like,
to not see a baby because they're so
yeah,
small, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he explained that, and I was like, oh, all right, okay, I kind of get it, I guess. But do you get my point of like, bro, I wasn't gonna hit you to begin with.
Okay, yeah, but you're also a sane person. I feel like maybe because like people straight up road rage. You know what I mean? Like,
so maybe it's like that thing where they say like, if someone's pointing a gun at you, tell them about your like personal life, because then they see you more like a person and less like a thing, like in Grey's Anatomy. You know, I guess for that sort of thing. But in my
April Kepner,
yeah, but in my head, I'm like, I wasn't gonna hit you anyways, bro. I wasn't planning on it. It's not part of my agenda today. You know what I mean? Like, and your fucking baby. Anyways, then he was saying, he was like, they used to have those types of signs on houses where like the baby's room, they would put a little sign on the window that says this is the baby's room. And it's like, so like if the house is on fire or some shit and the fucking firefighter showed up, it's like, oh, there's the baby's room. Let's go get the fucking baby. Then we'll handle this house fire. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, that's pretty useful and interesting there too. And he was like, yeah, and then pedophiles fucked that all up. And I was like,
I can see that.
Yeah, I kind of saw that one coming. But anyways. So I just thought that was an interesting little story. But it's a good segue. I don't know if you have other topics. I think you do. We'll get to them later. Because this is a great segue. I recently was told and am kind of realizing that I'm a fucking hater. That
shit was so funny.
That shit was so whack. That shit was so whack. Me and Sophia were on the phone, and I was talking about some shit where I was like, bro, I hate when people do this or that, or I was like, this shit is fucking whack, or blah 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 blah. And then
the stop sign, man.
We were talking about
slow down, turbo.
My fucking eyes are burning. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Anyways,
it's because you want to cry.
No, like for real.
It's okay. Men cry.
No, like my contact feels weird. We were talking about some shit, right? And then I do look like I want to cry. Anyways, we were talking about some shit, and I was like, I hate that shit, whatever. And then me and Sophia, I don't remember how the conversation took a turn, but it took a turn to where it was like, man, who's more of a hater, me or Sophia? And Sophia was like, oh, you, easily. And I was like, I'm not a hater, bro. And she was like, yes, you are. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not a hater at all. And she was like, Oscar, you're a pretty big fucking hater. And I was like, no, I'm not. And she was like, let's ask the group chat, because every time we disagree
our
on
family.
We text a family group chat, and then we're like, "What's this?" And then Sophia was like, "Who's a bigger hater, me or Oscar?" And within 5 minutes, everybody in the family said me. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then we got on the phone with my mom, and then we were talking about this or that, or like, what's a hater, what's not hating, what's this, what's that, blah blah blah. My mom started making all these philosophical, stupid arguments. We got off the phone. Anyways,
Hater.
anyways, I'm not getting into it.
Okay.
But bro, throughout the fucking week, because this was like last weekend, throughout the week, I kept like
Have you been
catching
noticing
myself like, man, I hate when
Hating.
this shit, and like, man, that shit's so fucking whack, and like this and that, and I would like get mad at things, and I was like, am I a fucking hater?
Because it had started, because we had said, I think you were saying, like, oh, I hate when, like, this and that happens. And I was like, man, you're such a fucking hater. And you're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, yes, you are. And you're like, nah, you're way more of a hater than I am. And I'm like, no. That's how it started. I remember. And then, because I brought up, I was like, bruh, when we were still living together, you literally had a segment on TikTok called
Let me tell you
Reasons
why I
Why
hate my sister.
Let me tell you why I hate my sister.
Hold on. But then no, see, but this is the problem. And I don't want to have this argument with mom again because she's gonna make her same stupid points. What I was saying, the argument that I was trying to make was like, no, I think what I mean by a hater and what you guys mean by a hater are different things. And by your definition, yes, I am a hater. But what I mean when I say that, I would say no. I was like, I think a hater is when you're like, there's an inherent like jealousy and you're just like unreasonably or unfairly criticizing something or someone, right? So like Sophia has a really good job at a really nice hospital. If I was a fucking hater, I would be talking shit about like, man, that hospital must have low standards. Man, that blah 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 blah. There's an inherent sort of like that's just not cool. That's not fair. That's your sister. That's this. There's that. There's all of these elements to like. That's not what it should be. That's why you're a hater, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I say hater, and I know I'm not that, right? Or like with other people. What they mean, I think, is just that I literally complain about shit bothering me a lot. And that is true. But I was saying, like, I think I'm a hater of things, but not so much of people.
Not people.
But like, that's not the same.
Hater's a hater.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's not the same. Like, but I also think haters are like inherently like negative, because I think I'm generally a fair. Again,
I'm so positive.
I'm a hater of things. I'm not a hater of people. I think generally with people, I'm fairly positive as far as like encouraging or like supportive or like, yeah, you can do it, or like that's cool, or like, oh, I started doing this and it's like sick. Like if Sophia told me, yo, I started going to the gym more, I started eating healthier, I'm not like, look at this fat ass trying to be healthy. I'm like, cool, good for you, like good job, like, you know what I mean? Like, is that type of shit where like on the person to person kind of interaction.
Yeah. Now I'm more offended. You think I'm a hater?
Well, you're more of a hater than I am, is my fucking point. Anyways.
Who do I hate like that?
Anyways. Because you'll be talking shit about like bitches you went to school with or people you work with. And it's just shit where you're just like,
I don't talk shit about people I work with. Not anymore.
Or it'll
not
just
at my new job.
It'll just be shit where like, this dumb bitch was doing this, and that. And I was like, you dumb bitch. Right? More of that type of shit where it's just like just bad blood between you and someone that doesn't necessarily matter all that much, right? Which is in my head, like you're kind of hating, like you're doing a lot. You know what I mean? Fuck, my phone is not on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a notification. But if I put it on Do Not Disturb, it's gonna fuck up the recording. But if anybody calls me, it's gonna fuck it up. Anyways.
Well, let's hope no one calls.
So in that sense, I'm not that like you're more petty, and like you hold grudges more, and you like talk shit about people more in a way where like you really in a way where like you really mean that shit way more than I do. And so that's what I'm saying. But then I was thinking about it, and throughout the week, I kept like running into things where I'm like, damn, am I a fucking hater? Because the other day, Sophia made tea because she was sick, and she was drinking the tea.
I was dying, yeah.
And I was about to start complaining about tea in general because I think it's stupid. And I was like, no, fuck, they're gonna call me a hater because we just had this argument like 2 days ago. And I was about to be like, I wrote it down so I could talk about it now. I was about to be like, bro, I fucking hate tea. And that's the problem is I always phrase it that way. We're like, I hate when this shit, or I hate when people do that, or I hate this, or I hate when whatever. And I don't like really mean it, but I just mean like it just kind of bothers me. But I was gonna be like, bro, I hate tea because I feel like tea is so fucking dumb. Like I feel like when people drink tea, it's like it's that type of thing where it's like you think you're doing something, but you're actually doing nothing. Like that shit is not good. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's not relaxing. It doesn't give you fucking like it's so fucking useless. You know what I mean? Like it's just like dirty water, just so you could say that now you're relaxed. But really, like it didn't really do anything. It's not like an actual fucking like anesthetic or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like it's so fucking like it's nothing. Like do you get hold on real quick? Do you see what I'm trying to say with the tea thing?
I see what you're trying to say, but I disagree.
Well, anyways, but then it's that type of shit where like I was gonna have that little rant and I was gonna be like, tea is fucking dumb, but like I hope you feel better, drink your tea, right? But then I was like, nah, she's gonna call me a fucking hater hating on tea for no fucking reason.
Hating fucking shit. That's hater behavior right there.
But I'm not hating on you. I'm hating on the tea.
You're just hating on people who drink tea.
No, I'm hating on tea.
It sounded like you were hating on
because if tea was actually like doing something, then I wouldn't blame the people. You know what I mean?
To clarify.
It turns out, guys, I feel like an alcoholic. Like you know how like they say alcoholics like the first step is admitting you have a problem. That's how I feel with hating.
Oh. To let you guys know, the tea did help. I had honey.
No, it didn't. Like, yeah, no, it didn't. Bro, that's my thing. It does not help. Like, maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe it was just a little cozy and like somewhat influenced your relaxation, but it didn't actually like cure anything. It's like a placebo almost. You know what I mean? Like
Oscar, in a medical standpoint, honey and lemon help with sore throats. It actually fucking helped.
That's not fucking tea, Sophia!
It was honey lemon tea!
Did you put honey in there and lemon in there?
The little packet was a honey lemon thing.
But you didn't put honey in the tea and mix it.
I did put honey
like drizzle honey in the water. Yeah. So there's the fucking... So that's the good thing, not the fucking tea packet.
No, but that helped. That's part of the tea.
Nah. You get my point. Someone watching gets my point. If you squeeze lemon into the water and you squeeze honey into the water, that fucking physical lemon and honey that you put in there, that's what's fucking helping you. Not the fucking tea packet.
The mixture of it makes it tea.
No, because you put the tea packet in there. That's what's tea. No, the tea is the leaves. The leaf juice.
You're such a hater.
No, I'm not! This is like... How am I not making sense
here? Anyways, it helped.
She's lying. She's just trying to make me rage.
No! So heated. No, because the heat too, like that helps like soothe the throat. Like
that's achievable through hot fucking water. That's not unique to tea. I need to stop yelling so close to the mic. I'm gonna have to fix it.
You're gonna have to fix it. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Even if you disagree with me, do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're... Well, that happens a lot. I get a lot of what you say. I just don't agree with most of it.
Well, I don't need you to agree with me.
Anyways.
Tea is a bunch of bullshit, is my point. If it's not sweet tea that you're drinking with sugar and shit and your fucking barbecue, that's the shit. But see, like there, I'm not drinking that shit because I actually think it's helping me in any way. I'm drinking it because it tastes good. And that's it. You know what I mean?
Anyways,
bro, do you know how
my point
irregular sweet tea is?
Oscar's a hater.
Outside of fucking the South.
Dude, Texas? Yes. You know what? Let's bring that up. Okay.
America.
I used to
get with the fucking program.
I used to live in the South, right? I currently live in the North now of America.
Midwest.
Right? This is Midwest.
That's what the region is known as. It doesn't make sense, but that's what it's called.
I'm in the Midwest now, not in the South. Point is, and there's no fucking sweet tea here. I ordered a strawberry tea at a restaurant, and they gave me, I don't know, it was tart. I don't know how they managed to do this. It was unsweet strawberry tea, iced. How did they do that? It was not it. Anyways, I was upsetty spaghetti. Okay, and then
dude. Dude,
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry to interrupt real quick. Every fucking time you say upsetty spaghetti,
You want to laugh or what?
I fucking laugh my ass off because you sound fucking ridiculous. But you're
That's the
dead
point.
serious. Like you genuinely were upset. Like
I was, but I'm saying it in a like joking manner.
Yeah.
Yeah, upsetty spaghetti is supposed to be like hee hee. No, because if I was I'll say upsetty spaghetti when something upset me in the past, but like now I'm just like, okay. You know what I mean? But if I'm upset in the real time, I'll say I'm fucking pissed. You know what I mean? Or I just won't talk to you. But anyways, that's besides the point. I'll self-isolate. No, it
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just strawberry sweet. Strawberry tea that wasn't sweet, even though it had strawberries
that wasn't
in there.
sweet.
And strawberries
I was
were
like, what is this? This is fucking an abomination of tea. You know? Just kidding, it's not.
That restaurant was really good, but the tea was ass.
The restaurant was really good. But no, yeah, and I was just like, bruh, like what the fuck? You know, I was so sad. And then I was just like talking about like how in general I was like, yeah, there's like no sweet tea anywhere. Like I had to get sweet tea from McDonald's. And back where I'm from, like the sweet tea from McDonald's isn't like it's whatever. It's not the best sweet tea you can find, you know, but like it's not horrible. But I was so fucking sweet tea deprived. I got sweet tea from here. And I was just like, from McDonald's. And I was just like I was like, fucking, I need the shit in my veins, you know? I was like, wow, so good. I never knew McDonald's was like that. I'm like, it's because it's not. There's just no sweet tea anywhere. And then I started thinking about it and we started talking about it. And we started talking about how like people not from the South view sweet tea and they're like, oh, like,
oh, what the fuck? Why would tea be sweet? Like tea is supposed to be sweet.
Yeah, and it's very much like what is that? Like, and I was like, which is fucking I guess, but it's fucking stupid because these same people that are like, sweet tea, they'll go to like Dutch Bros or something where like all of their coffees and fucking or like some place
coffees are sweet too. Like coffees are sweet. That's just bitter as fuck. Like
yeah, like or they'll like be ordering drinks where it's like really freaking sweet, you know? But I'm just like it's just like this kind of what's it called? Preconceived idea that tea is supposed to be sweeter. So when you get a sweet tea, it's like, oh, like this isn't. And because how I felt about the strawberry tea is how they feel about sweet tea. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's because I thought the strawberry tea was supposed to be sweet. It wasn't horrible. The tea, like once I realized it wasn't gonna be sweet, I was like, okay, fine, like this is fine. But it's because I wanted sweet tea. You know what I mean? And I was like, if they just called sweet tea something else, people wouldn't be hating on it as much as they do. It would just be some other sugary drink. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on it, at least. But
you seem like you put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, I have.
I have a lot of distress.
It has caused me a lot of distress. I need to learn how to make tea. I love sweet tea with lemon in there. So good. Anyways, point is, there's no sweet tea here, and it's saddening.
And tea's a bunch of bullshit.
Get lemonade. I don't agree with that second statement, but anyways, yeah.
You guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, you want to hear about the weird DoorDash guy?
Yeah, because I was about to talk about how you're a fucking weirdo, but let's talk about that guy, and then I'll tie it back to you being a weirdo.
Talking about weird things, you know. So, you know how earlier I was like, I was sick and dying, right? I was sick and dying, and I was at my apartment on the couch, like that. And then I was like, I'm really hungry. I should eat. And the thing is, when I get sick, typically, like, I get so sick. Like, I don't get sick often, but when I do get sick, I get really fucking sick. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to fucking... Don't ask me anything. I just want to lay here and, like, drown in some NyQuil and, like, you know what I mean? Like, just leave me alone. Unless you're my mom, then I want you to cheaple me. Like, I want to be I literally want to be treated as a baby. That's
what know what that means. Coddle.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm explaining. But don't ask me to do anything. Like, you know, other than to ask me what you need. But I was sick, and my mom wasn't here.
Sophia was like, nobody's here to coddle me.
Yeah. And I was just like. And I had told myself, because right now I'm trying to pay back my student loans. So I've been doing a really good job in, like, not eating out, not, like, buying books, not just, like, all of the superficial, frivolous stuff that I can buy that makes me happy. I cut that out it's been sad, but whatever. Then I got sick, and I was just like, I don't want to cook. Like, I feel bad, right? And so I was like, I was like, I'm gonna DoorDash. Because listen, I got ramen. And I say it works because soup is for sick people and ramen's a type of soup, right? Anyways, I got that.
Yeah.
And I DoorDashed it. Shh. You know girl logic? Girl math? This is sick math, okay? Just
No,
I
was gonna
said
say
it
that's
and
not
let
the
it
same
go.
thing as like tea. Like,
Shh.
I thought you were comparing the two.
No. Let it go. Anyways, it's the same. There's broth in there, you know? And so I ordered it, right? And like I was laying on my couch on my phone, stalking the DoorDasher because I was like, are you almost here yet? You know? And so I saw that it was getting here. And on my thing, because where I live, it's an apartment complex, right? But you need to have like it's not, you can't just walk in there and then start going to like the apartments. Like, no, you need like a little key thing to actually get further into the building. There's like one entrance, like area, and then another set of doors for you to get like actually in the building, right? And so on the DoorDash, I don't even have like my apartment number. I just say go to this entrance and just leave it there. Like I'll go and pick it up. It's fine, right? And so I see that the DoorDasher is like at my apartment. And I go and I'm like, ooh. And so like the thing is like I'll just like start walking there like once they park there. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's super quick to just like drop it off and go. It's worked every other time. Because I stopped DoorDashing once I like really told myself, okay, you need to start paying off your loans. But before I told myself that, I was DoorDashing all the time. You know, so I have experience with this. Okay. It's worked every time. But this time I'm like going, and then just like the way like the doors are and where I come from, it's like the other way. Like I don't cross, like just the way it happened, I didn't cross the doors. Like so the person, because it's glass doors, so he couldn't see me, right? But like I had walked and I was like, okay, and he wasn't there. And then I saw someone like starting to like come in because I could see they have a building. Words. I'm fucking the story up. Anyways,
I'm so lost, bro.
I know. Okay, hold on. We're gonna
just get to the point.
Hold on. No, because you need to know this part. It'll make sense right now. The DoorDasher got to the like my building parking lot, right? So once he got there, I started walking to the entrance. So like he would go drop it off, leave. I would go pick it up, go to my apartment, right? So I'm there, and in like the lobby on the main floor, there's a TV that shows the outside, like that little lobby, and then the little small entrance before you get into the actual lobby. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm there, and then I see that the DoorDasher isn't in that little entrance yet, and I'm like, oh fuck. So then I just kind of like wait off to the side so he can't see me, right? But I'm looking at the TV and I can see him, right? And he goes, and then he starts like opening the door, like trying to open the door, like, and that's already like, dude, like I just leave it there. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to leave it in the lobby, which I thought maybe he was gonna do. But no. And then he called me, and I was just like, "Hello." He's like, "Let me in," and I was like,
"Excuse me."
I was just like, "Oh no, it's fine. Just leave it at that entrance right there. Like I'll get it. It's fine." And then I say that, and he can't see me, right? And I'm like kind of far away enough to where he can't hear me, but I just see his hand at the door. You get me? Like from the angle. And he doesn't like look or anything, but I say like, oh, just leave it at like where you are right there. I was like, just leave it at like the double doors. I'll go pick it up. It's fine, right? Mm-hmm. And I say that, and he jiggles the door like and it's aggressive, like you know what I mean? Like fucking, he's trying to get in there, and already I'm just like, dude, like,
chill the
what
fuck
the
out.
Fuck? Chill the fuck out, yeah. And he's like, no, let me in. And I'm like, no.
You're like, for sure I'm not.
For sure I'm not. And I was just like, no, like leave it there. And like I'm kind of having this conversation, and like you could hear him, and he's like getting louder. Like you can start hearing him through the double doors. And some other dude, like, so that one of the other tenants starts walking by, and he sees, because he doesn't notice we're on the phone at first. He just sees that guy trying to like come in, and that guy kind of starts going like, oh, like I'll let you in type of thing. And then he's like, let me in. And he says that, and the dude's already going to like let him in. And then he notices me when I'm like, no, it's fine. Just drop it off there. Like, I'll go pick it up, leave it there. And then I think like, I don't know what happens after I think he put it together, but he was already, it looked like he was still like going to open the door. And so I was like, man, fuck that. I don't want to be like,
here.
Where's he gonna go? He doesn't have my fucking apart, like, you know what I mean? So I just go into the mailroom, which was like right there. And like it has like you can't see into the mailroom. And so I was just like, it's fine. Cause he hung up. Like once that dude came in, he just hung up on me. Like he didn't, you know what I mean? Which was just, it was already like, what the fuck, you know? And I was like, he doesn't know that I was the one on the phone, regardless. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it. If I have to bullshit my fucking, oh, I'm getting my mail, and I'll just like go in my car if I have to and like fucking drive somewhere else. It's fine. Like whatever, right? And so I'm there, and I actually did have mail, and I was like, ooh, look at that. This came in. You know what I mean? And so I'm like getting it, I'm looking at it, and then someone knocks on the mail room, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, right? And then I look, and then like I could like kind of like the door, like you can't see in and you can't really see out, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so like the door, I can kind of see the guy, and it's not the DoorDasher. Like I'm not too sure how the DoorDasher looked, but I could tell it was the other guy. And then I opened the door, and he's like, hey, was that DoorDash for you? And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh, I put it right there. And he like pointed, and there was like there's like these little carts that we could use, and he had just put it like on one of the carts. He's like, I put it right there for you. And I was like, oh, like thanks. And he's like, yeah, no problem. I was like, I really appreciate it, thanks. And then he's like, yeah. And he left. And by then, because I was in the mailroom for probably like 5 minutes, I want to say, like just kind of bullshitting, you know what I mean? And then the dude came, knocked, and by the time I went out, the DoorDasher was like gone, right? And I was just like, so one, the story, what a fucking weirdo, right? The DoorDasher. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that was weird. Chill, like, fucking chill. What the fuck were you doing? Why were you trying to get in so bad? You know, like, it's not even like you had my apartment number, so you can like go right outside my door. You know what I mean? Like, and literally no one else has like done that. You know what I mean? No one's had a problem with just fucking leaving it there. But whatever. And secondly, second point of the story is like I really appreciated that dude. You know what I mean? Because he came, he clearly saw like I was uncomfortable, and I don't know if he was like, yeah, he's kind of being aggressive with like wanting to be let in, or if he was just like, just some chick getting uncomfortable with like, you know, like pussy. Whatever it was. Maybe he could have thought that, but regardless of what his like thought process was, he saw that I was uncomfortable. He went and he handled the DoorDasher because he like clearly got the door, like the food from him, and placed it down on there. And it was also this kind of like, he like knocked, but he like stepped back and he kind of like pointed like, oh, it's like right there. So it wasn't like getting super in my bubble. You know what I mean? It was just really considerate. And I was like, I really appreciate that, dude. Like, genuinely, like,
oh, that was cool. The fucking appreciated the week thing.
Yeah.
Sophia, I wanted to start this stupid ass segment where it was called the like, what'd you call it?
No, I said I don't have a name for it, but like just some like just every like podcast we can be like, oh, like this is what I really appreciated.
This is a person I appreciated this week. Stupid.
No, this is something, not someone.
I appreciated this week.
And I was like, that's I'm a hater.
Fucking whack. No, but then I was saying we could have like the this week's hits and shit, and then it'll be like, shout out to that guy. He's all right.
Yeah, this week's hits. That guy. That was really cool. Like, and I don't know. I think you like can get like you understand what I'm saying, but I feel like you don't really like get it. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm not a girl who's scared of the dude trying to deliver the food. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I was genuinely like, because you could see like this was a tall dude, and like
You're genuinely
I'm
like,
5'1".
what the fuck? Like,
What the fuck?
chill the
Yeah,
fuck
like
out.
because it wasn't even like one of those things where it's not one of those things where if you're walking alone to your car at night and like there's a guy walking to his car too, and there's inherently like a kind of like I feeling about it, but that guy's just walking to his car, and like it's very
He's
easy
not
to
doing
kind of like
anything.
he's not
Yeah.
doing anything, but
Yeah.
like I will still feel
Yeah.
scared because like I don't
Yeah.
know if he's gonna continue not doing anything. You know what I mean? This guy was actively being aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's not it, you know? And this guy very clearly like saw like, all right,
Yo,
and then he
chill.
handled it, got this guy out of here. And I don't know how that conversation went. And if he's like, oh yeah, like that's for me, or like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just not sure how all that went down. Cause like I was in the mailroom. But then, even after coming, like gave me the space to fucking go grab it myself.
Instead of being
And,
like, here, take it. Like,
yeah, like wasn't like, oh, and he didn't try to be like, oh,
who
well,
was
what's
that
your,
or
and
was this?
you know,
or, yeah,
yeah, like he didn't try to like converse more. And if he did, I wouldn't have been like, oh, this guy tried to converse more. But like, it just all felt very considerate. You know what I mean? Like, and I really appreciated it. So shout out to that guy.
You made Sophia cry on the podcast.
I didn't cry on the podcast.
She wants to fucking cry right now. Anyways, shout out to that guy. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of fucking creeps, my topic
I
is
thought
about
it was
how
weirdos.
Sophia's a fucking creep. Hold on, I gotta.
Oh, I'm a creep, not a weirdo.
I gotta turn off the dryer. Hold up.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop. That's the dryer. Beep, beep, beep. So now that he's gone, let's talk so much shit, guys, because he could still hear us. Oh fuck, he's back. Hi, we weren't talking shit.
I couldn't hear you at first, but then my headphones connected to the computer. And my headphones,
I'm a creep.
My headphones connected right when you started saying, "All right, let's talk shit, guys." Now that he can't hear us. Hold on. Is this shit not routing through?
Hello.
Shut up.
Can you hear me?
Okay, talk.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Go again.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Sophia's a fucking creep, guys. And girls are way creepier than they give themselves credit for. Okay? Let me tell you something.
Why is it credit? Like, why?
Cause
like credit feels like a good term.
Cause like, guys and girls are like that. Guys and girls are like that where like they're hypocritical. Like people are inherently hypocritical. Where like guys will feel one way about one thing with guys and then a different way about the same thing with girls, right? And vice versa. Like guys, like if a guy sees another guy and that guy's like, yeah, I fucked 12 bitches last month. Then it's just like, hell yeah. Good. Relax. Stop. But if a guy sees a girl and she's like, I fucked 12 dudes last month, it's like, right? That sort of thing. Girls are fucking creeps. And they don't view themselves as creeps because it's always the guy's fault. Let me tell you something. We were on FaceTime. Me and Sophia. And then I was about to say something. I think it was the tea thing. I was about to say the tea shit. And then I was like, nah, hold up. Let me write that shit down. We'll talk about it on the podcast. And then I go to my notes and I start writing it down. And Sophia goes, I'm going to read it off of your glasses. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I had the phone and I was on FaceTime. And she was looking at me on the phone and she's going to look at the reflection of my glasses back onto the phone to read what the fuck I'm writing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I did say that.
I
was like, I don't know where this is going.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry, I'm just observant.
See how girls call themselves observant? But if I did some type of shit, they'd be like, oh, look at that fucking creep stalking her. But with them, they're observant. Thank you for proving my point. Anyways, that's what I was going to get into. Girls are fucking creeps. Sophia is and here's the thing. Sophia's not unique in this way. We've talked about where I'm like, yo, how much could you tell me about someone just by like stalking their Instagram and like going through like this and that? She's like, I could tell you everything. And shit, and it'll be shit where like we'll be on the phone and I'll be like, yeah, I met someone at the gym today. Like I said hi, had a conversation, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, let me get your Instagram. And I was like, or like, yo, you got Instagram? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, let me get your Instagram. And then we exchange follows and now we're friends. And as soon as I say we followed each other, Sophia was like, is it this guy? And she'll read the fucking name of the person, and I'm like,
and it is.
and I'm like, how
It
the
was.
fuck did you? She's like, I went to your Instagram, I went to your followers, and then I started looking for people I didn't recognize, and then she fucking like just had that shit ready to go. And then we were talking about it before, where I was like, I've told her before, I was like, I think sometimes I'm gonna want you to do detective work, because like if I meet somebody in LA or something,
He's
or
gonna
just
utilize my
no, if I just meet
creepiness,
somebody,
apparently.
if I meet somebody in general, and I'm like, I don't know this person, like I met them, but like I don't really know anything about them. I
I
might
don't know him
tell
like that.
Sophia, I might be like, I'll send Sophia her Instagram, and I'll be like, tell me if I should stay away from this girl. And then Sophia will be a fucking creep, and she'll like do all sorts of research and find this whole background, and then she'll be like, she wore this ugly dress to prom, but blah 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 blah, and she'll tell you all sorts of shit about the person, right? And then we were talking about that, and I was like, so how would you like walk me through how you would figure certain things out? And she was like, okay, if I'm trying to see if this motherfucker has a girlfriend, this is what I'm gonna do. First, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna look at the pictures he's tagged in. And then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna look for any bitches in any of these pictures. And then I'm gonna go through the highlights. And then she starts breaking down like systematically how she's gonna check off each of these different areas and filter through like, okay, there's a bitch in this picture. Let's see, is she tagged? Okay, where's she tagged? Did she comment? What did she comment? And she goes through this whole fucking thing, right? And I was telling her that I've seen like a podcast. I saw the Suburb Talks podcast. Yeah, we're gonna say publicly because this is a public podcast and these people are famous. I was watching the Suburb Talks podcast one time, and Maru was talking about how like if she meets a guy and she's
so
like
funny,
and she's gonna go on a date with him, she fucking does her full background check before she even goes on that date. Or like by like the second date. Like she does the whole fucking thing. And like she's already decided within that whether or not she fucks with him. Or she's like, or it's not happening.
I wouldn't go that far. I think there are definitely some, like, my biggest takeaway from that is like, I'll check like who you're affiliated with type of thing. Like,
yeah, but either way. My point is, they start
or
talking
if they have
about
a girlfriend,
and they were like, so what do you look? Like, what do you find? Like, what do you look up? And she was like, oh, you could find everything. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, well, first you Google their name. If you have their phone number, you Google their phone number. You can find what fucking school they went to. If you know what school they went to, you can go to that school's website and you can look them up in like the alumni history. You can see what they studied. You can see this. You can see that. And starts breaking down all this fucking shit. Starts breaking down all this shit. And then I'm like, that's called fucking stalking, you fucking weirdo. Like, that's so much.
No,
and no, wait, I'm not done. My point is, girls are fucking creeps, and they will know everything about you and stalk the shit out of your fucking online footprint or your digital footprint, and like to an extent that I think most guys aren't even aware of, right? Or like you know Sarah Safari from the gym and shit.
Yeah.
There's a clip that's gone that they've cut from their podcast where they were like, okay, like what advice would you give to a girl if she's trying to like find out if her man's cheating? And she's like, all right, listen up, ladies. She's like, these are just some tips, some tricks, you know? She's like, on this shit, on Snapchat, don't go to like the Snapchat messages because they delete and you can delete the thread. What you want to do, take a picture, act like you're going to send it to someone. And then when you go to type in who you're going to send it to, it's going to populate the people that they communicate with the most. That's where you find that bitch because they're deleting the fucking messages. And she's like, regular messages, go to the messages, go to the top, the three buttons, go to recently deleted messages. They may have not deleted, they may have just deleted them, but not deleted them from the recently deleted. You can go through that.
Deleted.
She's like, or if you think that like they have the contact name under a different name, go to the messages and then swipe down. You could click on the search bar, search for the message you're looking for, search for the name, search for this, search for that. You could find all sorts of shit. It'll filter through all of it. You don't have to go through reading through any of that shit. But and then she starts like fucking doing all this shit. And then what's his name? Nate and Brad are like, holy shit, like that's a lot. They're like, damn, you're fucking toxic. And she was like, no, wait, is this making me look, do I look bad? Do I look crazy? And they were like, a little bit, yeah. And she was like, well, no, I don't do all of this now. She was like, I used to, like as a teenager, but my point is, girls are fucking creeps. And they fucking know how to find all sorts of shit. They know how to find all sorts of shit about you. Look out. Watch your back. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. If this was a regular practice for guys, to do that level of research on someone that they just like barely met or just barely started associating with, they would
He
be
would
stalker
Joe
fucking
from
creeps.
You.
So they would be stalker fucking creeps, and immediately any girl would be like, get the fuck away from me. But then girls do it and they're just like, oh, I'm just a detective. Like, I just want to like be informed. And then this is the fucking excuse they're gonna make. They're gonna be like, no, I have to know all this stuff because I have to figure out if you're crazy or if you're a fucking psycho that could potentially harm me. And then I could just stay away from you before I find out too late. Which is a decent point, but fuck you. You guys are creepy too. Like, that's fucking that's a lot. You do a lot.
Now,
is it not a lot? Does it not feel like a lot when you look at it?
All of that, yes, it feels like a lot. In my defense, I do not do all that. Okay? Let me tell you what I do. If it's in regards to like a guy specifically like that I'm like fucking with, not like literally, yeah, that felt like literally not
a
in
guy
a literal
she's
sense,
interested
but like,
in.
Yeah. That's how you word things. A guy I'm interested in, right? And like we're like maybe talking a little, you know? I'll just go through social media. I don't do the Google, the school, the that. Like I don't do.
It was impressive.
I
She
don't.
was like, you could find this, you could find that, you could find blah blah, and I'm like,
I don't do that much. I just find out what I find out is if they have a girlfriend or if they're a fuckboy, right? So like I'll go through who they're following. I don't click on every single one of them, but if it's nothing but like girl after girl after girl, like, and it's not necessarily like, it's more specifically like the girls like with like
Instagram
the
model,
check mark
like girls, yeah, like
yeah, like just like after, you know what I mean? Then I'm just like, nah, like you're fucking a fuckboy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and especially like if so like I'll just be like, nah, or if they have a girlfriend, so I'll like go through like I'll look at their highlights, right? See if there's any particular girl that's like continuously popping up. So that their highlights and like their photos, right? And if they don't have them tagged in anything, then I'll go to who they're tagged in. Because chances are, if they're trying to pretend like they don't have a girlfriend, the girlfriend's not trying to pretend that they don't have a boyfriend. You get me? So like whatever they're tagged in,
they're not both usually hiding each other.
Yeah. So like typically I could like find it out like that. Or if like I can't find, like if this one chick keeps popping up and I can't, there like is no tagged, if they remove themselves from like their tagged people or whatever, then I'll go to who they're following and like look at the profile pictures and see like people who like faces that match up. You know what I mean? And then I'll check like that. But that's pretty much the extent of like what I'll do on that. Now that being said, I will
Girls
say
are creeps.
I will say creeps. I do know how to do more. Okay? But in my defense,
is it not?
But in my defense, listen, hey, I just listened to you talk. I just listened to you talk. No. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me.
Is it or is it not common practice? Has any girl ever called you a creep for doing any of this?
In my defense, okay.
Has any girl ever called you a creep?
The only reason why in my defense, the only reason why I know how to do more is because I wanted to see how much people could find with my information. So I looked about me. So I had looked up myself to see how much could be found and like how much digging it would take to find that, right? And so like now I know how to do more. I haven't like for real, I haven't like tried to do that with someone else. But yeah. Or like when we were still in high school, this happened a lot more when we were still in high school and not everyone followed everyone, but like there was definitely way more mutuals. It's not like in the adult life where like, you know? And my friend was like, oh, I saw this guy. He was so cute. And I was like, who? And they're like, this guy, but I don't know him on Instagram or whatever. Like I would be the friend they would go to find that person. And I'd be like, there's his Instagram, go follow him. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, what was your question? I'll listen to it now.
Called you a creep for any of this?
No, but a bitch
Nope. Yes or no? I'm not a girl, so anyway, has any girl ever called you a creep for any of this?
I didn't call you a girl.
Yes or no?
Hold on, I'm thinking. I don't think so.
No, because girls are creeps, and you guys, young men, should protect yourselves.
You're a hypocrite because you want to use my creepiness to your gain, but whatever.
Not to my gain, to my protection. The fuck? I'm telling you, hey, go tell me if there's a reason I should stay away from this girl, so I can stay away from her.
But when I do it, I'm a creep. That's why I'm saying you're a hypocrite. You're talking about hypocrisy while being a fucking hypocrite.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I will gladly accept the creep title. I will gladly accept the creep title. Here's the thing. If you don't consider yourself a creep for doing it, you can't consider me a creep for asking you to do it. Right?
Yeah, but I'm saying you're considering me a creep for doing it.
No.
Therefore, you're a creep for asking me to do it.
I'm not considering you a creep for doing it. I'm saying
that was literally
you guys are creepy,
what
but
the whole
you don't.
Premise of this.
No, the whole premise is that you guys are creepy as fuck, but you don't view yourself that way. That's the premise. There's two halves to that.
So okay.
I will say, if I ask you to deep dive some chick that I'm maybe affiliated with, I will gladly accept the creep title. If you label yourself as a creep as well, go ahead. Because guess what? I already know that you and all these other girls are going to call me a creep for doing it anyways. I'm not worried about that. As long as you call yourself a creep too, then let's do it. Whatever. I don't care. I'd rather be a creep than be fucking with the wrong bitch, you know?
What's it called? No, honestly, I don't think the extent of what I do, I genuinely, and maybe this is my red flag, but I genuinely don't think
I know you
creepy.
don't. I know.
But I will say there's definitely things that I've heard or done that I've heard or seen my friends do in the extent of
in that
where I'm like, damn bitch, that was a bit much, but okay. You know what I mean?
But you don't shame them, do you? No.
I'll tell them. No. I will tell my friends. I was like, damn.
And
I'll say I'm like, that was a bit much, but okay. All right.
Last thing here. Is Sophia or is Sophia not a fucking creep? For something else. Because she only shits once per day. Sophia said that she only takes a morning shit. And that's like a morning shit when you wake up, you take a shit. And that's usually the only shit she takes throughout the day. Yeah. Is that not insane?
I thought it was normal. I don't know. But Oscar, okay, in the offset, Oscar takes 10 shits a day.
No. I will openly state.
You do think?
I shit a lot. Okay. But shitting only once per day in the morning, that's not normal. Fuck you.
That's not normal?
No.
I thought that was.
I feel like a lot. I would think maybe a lot of people agree with you, but just because they refuse to shit at school. No, even then that wouldn't make sense because it would be one shit in the morning before school and then one shit at the end of the day because you've been backed up all day having to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or at work, not necessarily school.
No, but it started because you refused to shit at school.
Yeah. No, I personally, I don't have about shitting at school or work. I was actually telling Oscar, I was like, I love shitting at work. Sometimes in the mornings where it's not ready yet, it's still brewing. You know what I mean? I'll fucking get to work.
Her and our other sister say that about shits where they're like, nah, I have a poop, but it's not ready yet. And I'm like, then you don't have to poop, you fucking weirdos.
Anyways, we all can't just shit on command like you. Anyways, I love shitting at work. Fucking pooping on the dime. It's great, you know? Get paid to poop.
Okay. What are we titling this today?
I don't know.
Who's the bigger hater? It's
anyways, comment, and subscribe. Comment who you think the bigger... No. You know what? No, not who you think the bigger hater is. Comment if you think Oscar is a hater or not.
I was going to say
comment if you think I'm a creep.
Comment. Comment if you agree with my definition of what a hater is. Because I was going to say, I'm not
fuck that
hater.
Bullshit.
No.
Comment if you think Oscar's a hater, and comment
if you agree with my definition of what a hater is, then you need to say that I'm not a hater. I dislike plenty of things. I'm not a hater as a person.
Comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Shka, bye-bye.